What up, guys? Welcome back to Fight Talk. We're here at Empire MMA / Bloodline Academy / Enforcers Wrestling / Jimmy Duke's second home / How are you guys doing, man?
Hey, we're doing good, Jimmy. What's going on, brother?
Good, man. I appreciate y'all taking some time. We're joined by Charlie Vasquez, Rodzilla. We're going to be doing the Empire MMA Defend Your Glory card breakdown. I love having these conversations to give everybody a chance to kind of know the fighters and us to talk about the event. But appreciate your guys' time. What's going on?
Well, we're here, excited for the event, ready to go. We're a week and a half out?
Yeah, man. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Rodzilla will be joining us in the booth. So I look forward to being in there to watch some fights up close.
Yeah, me too. I'll be there. Charlie gave me the call, he gave me the go-ahead, and I was excited. I said, let's do it.
Right? You got to sign the contract.
Yeah.
Did you pull your blood work in?
I had to put everything in. I had to pull a license, but everything's ready to go.
Cool, man. Well, how many fights we got coming up, Charlie?
Hey, so we're looking at 17 fights this time.
Damn.
Thank God we haven't had too many problems yet. We've gotten everybody turning all their paperwork in. So anytime we can get all the fighters on board and turning everything in, it's a good day, man.
Yeah, man. I always give you a lot of respect. For you guys don't know, Charlie is one of the promoters for Empire Promotions. So this is our third card.
This will be the third card. Biggest card so far.
Yeah, we got some title fights. We got some returning guys. We got some new upcomers. But let's start at the beginning of the card. I know we got Angel Briseño taking on a new Steve Swanson. I've seen Angel fight a couple times. I know Rodzilla, you can speak highly of Angel. What do you think about him getting into this fight after losing recently? How do you think about how a fighter responds, getting back in there like in an under 2-month turnaround?
You know what? He's a gamer, so I mean he'll fight at any time. Usually you just give him the call. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's Terminator.
Yeah, you just tell him when to get there and the time and the place, and he'll be there.
Yeah,
man. He doesn't speak much, but his last performance wasn't very, very good. He was lackluster.
Yeah, he looked like he was like a little, because I've seen him fight at least 3 times now, and it looked like just the grappling got too much of him. It seemed like he couldn't get off from the bottom, but he's taking on Steve Swanson, welcoming him in to the Empire promotion. What do we know about Steve Swan?
So Steve Swan, we were still looking for fights. He reached out. He said, "Hey man, I want to make my debut. You got any space for me?" I knew Briseño would take the fight. You call that guy? He's like, "Yeah, I'll fight him. That's cool."
Hey, we got to fight right now. Yeah, I'll be
he'll show up.
Don't worry, I'll make way. But yeah, he's a heavy hitter. He's got a little bit of a ground game too. He said that he's ready to stand and bang. I've talked to him a couple of times. We were having to get his paperwork in. He's like, "Hey man, I got everything in. I'm just waiting on blood work to come in. I'm gonna turn everything in. I swear."
Yeah.
So yeah, he's game. Should be a good fight. He represents Warriors Lair.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be there, looking to throw.
Cool.
He's a stand-up guy, so it's gonna be a good way to start out the card.
Yeah.
2 guys that like to stand and throw.
Yeah, man. I always feel like the first fight of the card kind of sets the tone. Especially with Angel, he has 4 fights under his belt. Unfortunately, lost the last one. So, I mean, for Steven to come in to test himself right off the bat, he's gonna find out if where he stands right away in this division, right, Gabe?
Yeah, and I always say, the new guys, they always put on the show.
Yeah.
The new ones, they don't pace themselves, they don't measure themselves. They're out there to do a job, and they go out there and put it on the line. So it's always really good to have new blood come in, and they always come out and they show out. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man. That starts off the card, but moving up from there, we got Daniel Hernandez versus Jesus Urbina, and I hope that's not Chewy Urbina.
No, that's what I said when I saw it.
I was like, Owen, is he restarting his amateur career?
Hey,
He's got a long lost son we didn't know about.
Right?
They sent me the name, and I'm like, hold on.
Black belt.
And we start looking it up. I'm like, is it this? And he's like, no, it's not this guy. They're gonna fight a little heavier.
Yeah.
So Daniel Hernandez, they reached out to us. They said, can we put this fight together? We reached out to Wild West. Everything was put together way before we even started really matchmaking. This was one of those ones that came together with all of with everyone else put in their 2 cents, and then we brought it all together just to give them that platform to go ahead and fight on.
And Wild West, they always send their guys ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
where's that? Where's that from? Where are they out of?
That's in Las Cruces.
Oh, it's a Cruces?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's in
okay.
Las Cruces. And every guy that they send is always, you know, they're always ready to go. Their conditioning is always there. Their fight knowledge is always there. So I don't see anything wrong with Urbina taking a guy with 2 fights already.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be too much of an advantage for Daniel, because like I said, Wild West does come ready, does come prepared, so it'll be fine.
I always like that, Charlie, you know, you give, it seems like we always have some guys that are 0-0 or 0-2, and you give those guys an opportunity, you know, to get out there, you know what I mean? Because sometimes some promotions might not give those guys a look, right?
Yeah, no, it's sometimes you're calling around and it's hard to get guys like, hey, I got a debuter. They're like, well, we were looking for somebody with a little more experience. Me, I want, like I've said before, I just want to build on what we have here. If you want to fight, I will definitely try to find you a fight, regardless of experience. If you think you're ready, your coaches agree. We'll put you out there.
Yeah. I like that about you guys, man, because it gives everybody an opportunity. Sometimes I know there's a lot of promotions going on, and some guys might not get a look because of their records or where they train. But I always like seeing new guys go out there because, hey, man, you get a win on Empire, you know, more than likely you'll get an invite back, and then you're already on the map, right, Gabe?
Exactly. Yes, and it also, you know, you got to give credit to the guys that are coming in as debuts, taking fights against, you know, guys with experience.
Yeah.
It's rare that you get that. A lot of these guys, they want another debuter, but when they take a fight against an individual with more fights, that just means they're ready to go.
Yeah.
They're not worried about who they're gonna fight. They just want to fight. So that's. And Daniel, I mean, he's got 2 fights. He's been around for a while. You know, he just started fighting, but he's been around for a while. He's out of Fight House, which was Briggs before. Yeah. And, you know, Coach Ryan, obviously they got the guy in the main event getting ready, so I'm pretty sure that was a sparring partner for Xavier. Yeah. So Daniel's going to come ready. Fight House, Coach Ryan, he gets his guys ready.
Yeah, man, that's second card of the fight. But moving up from there, we got a back from Empire. You know, it didn't go his way up in Albuquerque. Charlie with Dre. You know, how does a fighter, especially since, you know, he's under you guys, how do you kind of steer a guy to kind of be confident going into another fight knowing like, oh, damn, I can go 0-3?
You know what? Wins and losses come and go, man. At the end of the day, it's an amateur career. We're not worried too much about losses. You'll see a lot of our guys are real active. A lot of our guys are jumping in there nonstop, and win or lose, we're going to continue pushing forward. This is, right now is the time to take losses. They don't. Eventually, you're going to go to a pro career and you're going to go 0-0 again. So somebody may look back and be like, "Oh man, he sucked as a pro. He sucked as an amateur." Yeah. But at the end of the day, Dre was fighting up in weight class, and we're not giving him excuses. Yeah. He's going to have to show that he belongs in the air in his weight class now. It's at 170. He wanted to drop. He actually wants to drop to 155.
Yeah. Man, imagine him at 155 with his length.
You know, he's gonna be a big guy at 155. Yeah. I told him let's take it step by step. We'll get you down to 170. Make the weight easy, and then we'll talk about a 155 debut.
Yeah. But he's welcoming Tyler, you know, and he's making his debut. You know, what do we know about Tyler?
Tyler's coming out of Tucson. He's coming out of Tucson, Toro Tech.
Okay, so, with Uncle Tio.
Sir. Yeah, so he's coming out of the Toro Tech MMA. Okay. So, you know, he's going to bring it. Now, I was looking at it, and Dre does have about a round experience in total. Uh-huh. So Tyler doesn't have too much to worry about. You know, it's not too much of an experience. Yeah. Gap there. You know, Dre's only been in the ring for about 3 minutes tops. Yeah. So Tyler isn't facing somebody with too much experience. Yeah. But, you know, again, like Coach said, Dre does have to bring it, you know, get that experience. Hey, maybe get it, you know, make it a short-term goal. Get into the second round. Yeah. You know, do something. But, you know, Tyler, Torotec.
Yeah. I know, I mean, Tony Burchek, you know, shout out to Burchek, Uncle Tony. But, man, he always has his guys, you know, and, you know, they've always seemed to kind of make their rounds over here on Empire, huh, Charlie? with that team always kind of coming around?
Hey man, I reach out to Tony every time we're putting up a card. He initially started with like 7 or 8 guys. We slowly brought people down. The guys that we could match up, we made fights. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of their opponents, and one of their guys had to pull because of injuries. But this was probably 8 weeks ago. So as we got closer, we started buttoning it down. And Tony always brings his guys; they're always ready. They come to fight. They had a good showing last time, and I'm expecting the same thing. Dre dropping down in weight class is gonna be a good test, just because he's gonna be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
A lot bigger guy this time. But Wirch is not a small guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For him to come in and take Dre on, I mean, for him to possibly get a win off a guy, right off the bat would be good for him too, right?
Yeah, no, it's a good matchup. It'll be fun to see. I know Wirch is gonna come in, wrestle and grapple. And it's going to put Dre to the test, and he's going to have to work his hands and move.
Yeah.
And
watch your damn ankle. Watch your damn ankle, Dre. I love you to death, but watch your damn ankle, dog.
This is one of those fights where I'm interested to see the game plan on both sides.
Yeah.
I want to see what they're both going to bring,
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting fight. It's good for both of them. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, 170, man. Moving up from there, we got Cade Smith and A. Gutierrez Jr. at 145. I have no idea who these guys are, if you guys can chime in.
So, A. Gutierrez, he's out of SVG.
Okay.
He's out of SVG. He's
better known as AJ the Disciple.
Oh,
The Disciple.
okay. Oh, man, I saw him at the expo, man. You looked amazing in gi and no gi, bro. Yeah. Okay,
so-
I got you.
So that's him.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then Cade Smith is actually, Coach, is he fighting out of Empire?
He will be representing Empire. He boxes with Bloodline. He is here. Every chance he gets to come to El Paso, he comes in and works with Coach Jackie with the boxing. So he's been here a lot. He's done a lot of sparring with us. He's been working with some of our wrestlers to shore up that ground game.
Yeah.
He's got good hands. Likes to throw kicks, but he's not. He looks like he's comfortable on the ground.
Yeah.
He likes to. He likes to test himself, so it should be good, man.
Yeah, I like when guys, when you hear them, they just box and stuff, and all of a sudden they're defending takedowns and going for takedowns. You're like, you guys forget, it's still a fight. Regardless if you're just a boxer or a kickboxer, all of a sudden you're defending against chokes and submissions when you have, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you do in the gym is what you get prepared for the fights, and that's why those fight camps, for anybody that might be just one discipline, all of a sudden they come out and they're like a full MMA guy all of a sudden, right, Gabe?
Yeah, no, it does surprise people. It catches people by surprise. But I was gonna go back to Gutierrez, and he's been getting ready. He's been working again. He's one of the guys that's been in camp for the main event.
Yeah.
So he's helping Ricky out. He's looking really, really good. You just mentioned that his grappling looked amazing. Well, his striking looks great too.
Yeah.
I just saw him strike a couple of months ago at one of the smokers that we usually host, and he did amazing.
Yeah.
He got up, and as a matter of fact, he wasn't supposed to do it.
Yeah.
He just jumped in there and did it. So
Hey, you want to fight?
He was looking good at that time, so
Yeah.
I can imagine he's progressed over the time.
Yeah,
from
I
that.
like that. So even though you guys see 0-0 and 0-2, these guys are doing exhibitions, they're doing tournaments, they're doing smokers. Because a lot of guys always ask me, like, damn, Jimmy, there's a lot of 0-0 guys or 0-0. I was like, yeah, but these guys are been training and
Right.
they've been doing other stuff. They don't have to have, sanctioned fights to justify their record and stuff like that. And that's why I always tell people, come out to the shows and just watch these guys work, man.
Yeah,
So
they all wrestle, they box, they kickbox.
they know what they're signing up
They
for.
thumb
No, yeah,
wrestle.
for sure.
I mean, back in the day when I used to fight, I used to tell them, find me anything, even if it's a thumb wrestling match, I'll take it.
Yeah.
He says back in the day, like it was a long time ago. He
feels-
literally told me like 2 weeks ago, "Hey man, if you find me a fight, I might come out of retirement."
Hey, I
every
need you in the
time-
commentary booth, dog.
Every time I go to an event, I get that itch again.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, it'll go away in a week.
You tell me what weight, and I'll be like, But moving up from there, man, we'll look forward to Cade Smith and AJ, the Disciple, going at it at 145. And, both debuting against each other at a great event, man. But moving up, we got Aaron Hernandez and Jordan Torres. I just met Aaron. I think right now, taller guy, is that? Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah, he's Aaron Hernandez. I was like, cool, man. Like the football player. I was like, dang, I don't know if you want to say that. But we got him taking on Jordan Torres. Where's Jordan from?
He's from Briggs as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from Briggs as well. So, like I said, you know, they're getting ready for a main event.
Uh-huh.
So I'm pretty sure everybody that's involved in that camp is in tip-top shape right now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be at 150 catch weight. It seems like there on the main card. What can we tell about Aaron? I know we were kind of just joking about his name, but he trains here at Empire, Charlie.
He's here most days. He's here constantly working his hands, especially in the morning. He comes out with Jackie. He does a whole lot of bag work, mitts. Man, that kid couldn't throw a punch to save his life when we started out, and now he looks like he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
His hands are really coming around. He's got some power. Wrestling. We're a wrestling school.
Yeah. But yeah, knock people out and submit. You know.
Yeah, we look for finishes, but
Yeah.
you know, for the wrestling school, we've got guys with hands, and I think people will be surprised if they've been sleeping on their hands.
Yeah.
But no, he's a really good wrestler. He's really strong. He came down from weight. He's like, I don't think I could make that. I'm like, just stay the course.
Yeah.
You'll make the weight. Right now he's got a small cut.
Yeah.
He's got like 5 pounds left.
I think
maybe 7 pounds.
once I've noticed like when guys are signing up for the fight, like, they start realizing like, okay, they're getting a little closer to the diet and everything. And especially, you know, you're making a debut. You don't want to go out there and look like a slouch. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because I from, you know, the guys that I've got to see as debuters and stuff like that, they really want to be in there. So I wouldn't think you guys would give them an opportunity if they didn't think they were serious, right?
Yeah, no, so we get a lot of guys that come in like, hey, I want to fight.
Yeah.
I hold back a lot. Me and Jackie talk. We come together collectively and say like, yes, this guy can get ready, or yeah, this guy is ready.
Yeah.
When they're not ready, they get told they're gonna wait until the
Yeah.
next promotion, or we'll find another
In between,
promotion
yeah.
somewhere else in between. We try
Yeah,
to
we
stay
can't have
active.
27 fights. We'll be there all
Yeah,
day.
no,
I
we
mean,
try to stay
realistic.
active.
I like to sit up there all day and everything, but yeah, we got those guys making their debut at a catch weight at 150, and we see what Jordan got, and you know, Aaron go in there and see what we got. So what's the next one we're going up on?
So then we got Isaiah Solaita and Mario Marquez.
Ooh, Solaita, man. Anytime, anywhere, this kid.
He's 18 years old and got 27 fights.
Right? So we got Solaita versus Marquez, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
That's correct.
Yeah, man. So, you know, on paper, I know, like, you know, we got Mario, and I've got to meet him, and he was supposed to fight for another promotion, and then he gracefully bowed out for another guy to take, and I was talking to him. He's like, man, I'm going to just be ready for September.
Yeah.
You know, he was like,
so,
I'm going to just be ready for September.
So let me tell you something about Mario. This is the first time that he has a camp. I've known Mario. I've actually been the one that's gotten the fights for Mario. I met him at a job site in New Mexico. Yeah.
Hey, are you like fighting? Yeah.
Well, it was something like that. You know, his boss told my boss, hey, my guy fights too. We should make them fight.
Uh-huh.
And they were trying to make us fight. I was like, yeah, we'll put some money up on the table before, you know. So anyways, yeah, going back to Mario, this is the first time he has a camp. He's always taking last minute fights. He's always jumping in there last minute. And I've been talking to him, and he's been pretty serious about this one. He was actually pretty serious about the previous fight.
Yeah.
He got pulled out. You know, he bowed out.
Yeah,
actually.
I remember he was saying. I thought that was cool because he could have said, "No, screw you, I'll take the fight." But you know, what I mean, for him to be a gentleman like that, I even told him aside. Hey man, you could have said, "Hey man, I've been training. I'm gonna take this fight," and he didn't. So for him to be like, "All right," but him telling me like, "Hey, I'm ready for September," because Solaita isn't a pushover, even though he had his losses as well. You know what I mean? For those two guys to go in their body type, man, I'm curious how that's gonna go.
Exactly. Yes, and you know what? Mario had the chance to actually watch that Solaita fight.
That's right.
He got to sit in
He's
the
like,
crowd.
I get to see this full fight. So it worked out.
We'll see if he's making adjustments. We'll see if something changed in camp. But Solaita's always training.
Yeah.
That guy's always in camp. I don't know when he hasn't been in camp.
Yeah, at the expo, they needed somebody, and Carlos with the guy that was running the exhibitions is like, Isaiah, can you jump in? He's like, I just got these shorts on. Go ahead. And he got in there with his headgear and started going at it. And I was like, you're literally anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
So Layita, so I'll give it to him.
I
And
love those guys. Those
yeah,
guys that fight like that.
Yeah, and he got a win recently because he was on a skid himself. So I mean, for these two guys to fight each other, they're gonna find out where they're at. You know what I mean? And let the best man win when it comes to that. So Layita out of Otero, and where's Mario fighting out of?
Las Cruces.
Okay. I said Las Cruces, job site.
Hometown kid.
Job site. All right, what's the next fight coming up, Charlie?
All right. And then we got Alexis Ortiz and Jose Berkovitz, and I hope I didn't butcher that name.
Oh man, So I know Alexis. You know what I mean? Jesus, I love seeing that kid. I've known him for like almost 8 years now when we were training at 10, and now he's just an animal. But anyways, what do we know about Jose and where's he fighting out of?
So Berkovitz is fighting out of Toro Tech.
Oh, nice. There we go. Hey. You got some jiu-jitsu going on, maybe? What's going on with this fight?
No, I hope not. No. So Alexis he's a dog, man. He hits hard, he kicks hard. He's good in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He's all right, but he's been working his hands a lot. He's been working his legs, his feet. He's always working jiu-jitsu, so we know that he's not gonna be a slouch.
Yeah.
He's just a dog though. He's gonna come out. He's gonna take him down. He's gonna beat him up. They may stand up, and he's gonna try to beat him up.
Yeah.
Wherever the fight goes, I think Alexis will be ready. He came to me a few weeks ago. He's like, "Hey man, I think I want to fight again."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Say less."
Right. And Tony knows who he is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I mean, when he sees the guy, I mean, he's seen athletics compete in just jiu-jitsu alone. So for Tony or Burchak to feel confident enough to have one of his guys go up against, that's gonna be. I know they're both 1-0. But they've been training in other disciplines for X amount of time, but now we get to see them fight.
And what's interesting is they both have won one fight, and they both have a win by submission.
Yeah.
So, on paper, that makes it interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see, there's levels to this game, and we'll see who's got the higher level.
Yeah.
We're leaning one way, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Another thing is, his fights have been in Mexico. Mm-hmm. So you never really know.
You don't really know his really record.
Yeah, you never know. That's really the only fights that he has.
So everybody says like, well, he's a pro. How many fights he has? Well, technically.
Yeah, because I fought in Mexico 5 times, and none of them.
Yeah, you're 5-0 there, right?
I actually am 5-1.
Oh, there you go.
4-1. I'm sorry, 4-1.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Their commission is a lot different. They're
different country. I mean, things like that.
I don't encourage young fighters to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Stay
But back
here.
in the day when you
had, well,
Stay.
we didn't have any options. We didn't have options. We didn't have fights in our
we didn't have
fights,
Charlie coming out here just putting on fights every 3 months or so.
Hey man, we're trying.
So we had to do it. But so you never know. You don't know if that's. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at his record right now, and he has a fight where it says result unknown. So you don't really know what he brings, but. On paper, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
They both have a submission win.
Yeah.
So we'll see where they take it.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that one. Jose versus Alexis. Defend your
Go
glory,
next,
man.
Coach.
What do we got next, Charlie?
We got Gabriel Peinado and Alfredo Alvara.
Dang, Gabo. Kid is an animal. I know it didn't go his way his last fight up in Albuquerque, but before that, when he fought on Empire, man, he looked good.
Oh, he looked great, man.
He was doing some capoeira shit. I was like, God damn, he's looking confident.
Yeah, he was throwing everything he could. High kicks, low kicks, just taking it to him. Mondo's a gamer, so he took it. He just continued fighting, continued going through it, and man, he's his last fight. He should have done better. We expected a different result, but he came out and he fought a kid that was 5-1 or 5-2, something like that, and he took it to him. They went back and forth.
Yeah, it was a decision.
It was a decision.
It wasn't like a landslide or anything.
Yeah, no, it was a good fight, man. And then he's fighting Alfredo Alvara. Kid's on a 3-fight win streak.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I saw him fight for another promotion. He looked good. He fought, it's my bad, George, but he took George down, got his back at KFL, and got it done. If I'm not mistaken, Beast Boy, Alfredo.
Yeah, and he's also fought another one from our gym, which is Javi. He's fought Javi too in the first MMA fight that KFL, which was Godzilla Combat Sports. We had him in that show too, and he got the what was it, a guillotine, coach?
I think he got him in a guillotine with like 1 second left in the round, man. So it was a good fight. It was back and forth, and I mean, he's got a lot. He's not just a striker. He's not just a grappler. He's a well-rounded guy.
He's got 6 fights.
And he's got experience.
Yeah, 6 fights, and Gabo has a lot of boxing experience. I mean, he could fight in an MMA, fight every other month if he wanted to, but I know he works on his other stuff. He does boxing events and things like that. So for them two to fight, like, now that a lot of these guys are on my radar and I get to know them, and I'm like, ooh, that's going to be interesting when I see those guys fight, man. Because Alfredo brings it, and I know Gabo brings it for sure, man. Excited for that at a 135.
Right, and it's a clash of styles. It's a clash of styles. Of course, you have Gabo that comes in, and he's really technical. He's really good. He's flashy. He entertains the crowd. And then you got, I'm sorry, I lost his name, but Alfredo. You have Alfredo who just comes to fight.
Yeah.
It doesn't look pretty, but he's there.
Yeah.
Every single second of that round, he's in front of you. So that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for that, man. Dang, look at that. I mean, that's when you start seeing these guys, like, these guys are like 2-3 fights away from being pros because they already got some experience under their belt, and then now they get to test each other because if Gabo can't get this done, he's like, oh, damn. And then if, for Alfredo, too, it's like, I can't take this guy out. Maybe I need a couple more amateur fights before I look at a pro, you know what I mean?
A lot of these guys at this point, they're ready to go pro.
Yeah.
They could if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Now it's just, where are we going to take this? Am I going to be a pro that goes A side, or am I going to be a B side pro?
Yeah.
So now it's just picking their fights, choosing how they're going to do it, and then they can take off to pros at any point if they wanted to.
It's not back in the day anymore, right, Gabe?
No. Back in the day.
Let's just go pro and see what happens. Let's try it out.
You just had to take what they gave you.
Yeah.
That was basically it. If you were from El Paso, you would just sit back and wait for the call, and if it was tomorrow, then you'd have to be ready to go fight tomorrow.
Well, we're going to see those guys at 135 in that nice, white, beautiful cage at NMSU, man. But moving up from there, Charlie, who do we got next, brother?
On that one, we got Ruben Luna, Ruben Luna out of Zen against Jacob Saiz.
Jacob, where's Jacob out of?
He is fighting out of, I believe it's Red Hawk MMA or United MMA in Arizona.
Okay. Yeah, I think Red Hawk is Tim Welch's gym, I think, or
it's the new gym with O'Malley.
I want to say with Sugar. But they're coming down here, and Ruben Luna, local favorite out of Zen. You know what I mean? Like high-level judo guy. He's fought for other promotions. And how excited are you for have a guy that that's so popular around here, Charlie, to be fighting on this card?
You know what, man? We reached out to Zen, asked him for a couple guys. Hey, do you got anybody that's going to be ready for September? He said, you know what? I think if you want to get Ruben on, we can figure it out. And I said, hell yeah, let's do it, man. He's one of those crowd favorites. People love to watch him fight.
Super nice guy too.
And he's super respectable.
Yeah.
I finally got a chance to talk to him when I was handing him some tickets, and we just chopped it up for a few minutes. He was like, hey man, I'm grateful for the opportunity. Thank you. Super humble. And then you see him fight, and he's a killer.
Yeah.
He's not a slouch. He's got good hands, good jiu-jitsu, purple belt, black belt in judo, I believe.
Yeah.
He's a high-level grappler. If it's standing, he's willing to take you down. If you want to bring it down, he's willing to stay and bang. Wherever the fight goes, he's going to be ready, and he's going to be able to throw, and he's going to be able to handle himself standing or on the ground.
Yeah, and 2-2 versus 1-2, Gabe. What do you think about Jacob coming down?
For both of these guys, the thing is, they both lost. Yeah. So they both need to find the rhythm. That one, it's I don't want to say it's do or die for either one of them, but they do got to get on the streak.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's a winning streak.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to end
Yeah.
up on the wrong side of the judges' cart there. You don't want to take it a decision. They got to go out there. They got to look for a finish and make a statement.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's more pressure on Ruben here.
Yeah.
Just because he is favored. He's,
Yeah.
You know, he's a local guy. He's
Yeah.
really liked. Everybody loves him. So he does need to put a winning streak together.
Yeah.
So there's more pressure on him. Jacob Size, I don't think he's been with Red Cloud this whole time, right?
He hadn't been there. He hasn't been there very long. He was in New Mexico from just based on what we've seen.
So we'll see. We'll see if that move
And I like that
made a big difference.
Yeah, I like when we don't know, because like when we get to see a guy and we don't know about him, when we know, and then we see him like, oh damn, you know what I mean, out of nowhere. Because I mean, there's so many talented guys in this region. So the fact that we get to pull some talent from out of town, and we get to see them, go against each other, 1-1 and 2-2. I mean, how Gabe said, you got to get a streak going, and hopefully it's a winning one.
Exactly.
So that's going to be at 135, Jacob versus Ruben, and let the best man win. Moving up from there, Charlie, what do we got, brother?
We got Ishmael Acosta versus Christopher Deere.
Oh, man. Green Ranger, if I'm not mistaken, Ishmael, 1 and 2 out of Zen.
That is.
That is him.
And I spoke to Mr. Deere. He's making his long-awaited amateur debut. He has a lot of experience. How did this matchup come about, Charlie, for you to kind of put Ishmael in there with, where he trains, has good training partners, and then, Deere out of Toro Tech, 0-0, taking on a guy that's 1 and 2 already with 3 fights under his belt.
So Tony never puts his guys in really bad spots, man.
Yeah.
He always, he does his homework. He looks at guys. Chris Deere thought he was going to be lighter. He was like, I got to go 35. And then we talked about it, and he's like, I'm probably walking around 170.
Yeah.
So like, okay.
Sounds like me.
Maybe
He just dense.
maybe we'll go a little higher.
Uh-huh.
We had Ishmael. We were waiting for him. We were like, hey, what do you think about this fight? We kind of talked about it with both coaches, and at being 1 and 2, records can be deceiving.
Yeah.
I know I've seen him fight. That he's a good fighter. Man.
Yeah. He's long.
He's tall.
And he knows how to
he's got
use that
long
range.
arms, and he uses his range. Chris Deere, he's just a tough country dude.
Yeah. I love it.
So in my opinion, Deere taking this fight, it speaks confidence.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
sure.
It's telling you he's a confident guy. He's ready to go. He's not bothered by who his opponent is.
Yeah.
Because again, Ismail is a good guy. He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
He's a really good fighter. He's another one of those quiet kids, humble. But when he gets in there,
Yeah.
I mean, he's in there. He's gonna put up a fight.
Yeah.
He gets hit, but he'll hit you back.
Yeah.
He takes one,
He got
but
that
he gives
lean
one.
body, man. I saw him fight for another promotion, and yeah, he looked good. I had forgotten he even fought, but and then I saw when you were putting out the posters, I'm like, oh shit, he's fighting on the card, and because him and Ruben are teammates, obviously.
Right.
So for them to go, they're training together all the time. For them to go in there both, and and for Deere to come in, he's been waiting to get in a fight. We interviewed him here on the show. Super nice guy. Just like when he was getting ready to fight, from my understanding, COVID hit. And it just, COVID hit, then, a lot of different things in his personal life.
Crazy times.
But at over a year ago now, he said consistently been training, and he wanted to get in there finally. And even though he's a little older, he said, man, I'm ready to go. I'm in my perfect time of my life to push this and see where it goes from there.
All right. Well,
But yeah, man,
excited to watch him fight.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. So what do we got next there, Charlie? Moving up from that debut versus Deere and Acosta.
So we got Nate Vasquez versus Kurt Felix.
Nasty Nate
Man,
versus Kurt.
Is that really what we call him?
Yeah, that's a nickname he came up with. So
All right, I'll remember that.
yeah, he's earned it though.
Okay.
He bled all over his first opponent, and
Yeah.
it was nasty.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that a nose? Was that
Yeah,
a
so
nose?
I'm not gonna make any excuses.
Yeah.
But he broke his nose. It was completely out of place. I put it back in 2 weeks before the fight. Most people were like, "Man, you should have just called out. You should have taken out that fight."
Yeah.
He was like, "I gotta make my debut. I can't back out on you. I gotta do it." So I'll give him props. He's my little brother. I told him he should pull out. I would have pulled out, and he said no. He's gonna take it.
And I've been around him a little bit more. You know, we took that trip down to Austin, and I was just getting to know him a little bit more. But it seems like he's like, I think he felt like he needed to lose that one in a way to where like, all right, like now I have no excuse for this next one because I'm more prepared mentally. I don't have to worry about my nose. But he's taking out on a 1-0 Kurt, and where's Kurt Felix finding on him?
Kurt Felix, I know he's out in New Mexico. Is that correct, Coach?
Yeah, he is.
And you know, just real quick, I called Charlie Coach because he was my coach for my last MMA fight, so it sticks. But no, yeah, he's coming out of New Mexico. I don't know exactly what team he's fighting out of. That's but I did watch him fight. He actually fought here in El Paso, which I believe is his only fight.
Okay.
So he fought here in El Paso, and it was a war.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those toss-up fights where you could have given it to either guy. So I know he comes ready to fight. I know he comes ready for a 3-round war. So he's gonna be up there. He's gonna put up a good fight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'd love to see that too, man. I mean, 0-1 and 1-0. I mean, it can go either way as well, you know. And hopefully Nate doesn't spill that blood all over that nice white canvas we got.
Again. I'm gonna make him clean it next time, man.
But yeah, man, Kurt coming down to fight Nate, and should be an interesting fight.
You know, it's two older guys.
Yeah.
And
define older.
And I say older
Define older.
only because most of our guys are 20,
like
20 to 25.
Yeah.
These 33 and 36.
Yeah.
You know, so they're not older in
not
life.
spring
They're
chickens.
just older in fight years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But both these guys are gonna be tough. They're both coming out for a finish. I know my brother's been putting in a lot of work. Ground game. His hands are coming around. Just seeing Kurt the first time, you know, he grinded it out for 3 rounds. Beat the guy up. He stayed on top. It was a back and forth war. So I know they're both coming for it. I know that they're both gonna push and make it a good fight.
Yeah, man.
And it's good that they're both close in age and experience.
Yeah.
You know, you always say that for the younger guys. Oh, you know, he's a younger guy. He's got the same experience you do. Well, it's also good for the older guys.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to put in an older guy there against a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, that's rough.
Yeah.
You know,
I saw that recently at another promotion,
Yeah.
and I was like, whoa, because if it's too much, because I mean, that's the testosterone level for the younger guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, not that an old guy can not hold his own.
Pictures, man.
Oh man, no,
I appreciate you.
I'll talk to you later, man. Thank you, bro. Oh yeah.
And I
I mean, look, I'm getting money, man. Shout out to Churro and shit, man. Thank you, bro.
and shit, I come in and I spar with these guys and I spar with the younger guys.
Yeah.
Man, they got that pep in their step. I'm
Yeah.
like, fucking still virgins. 'Cause you know,
Yeah, they got a lot. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, all jokes aside with the age thing, the younger guys are just young and hungry, and older guys are more just like, hey, if I'm gonna do this,
Yeah.
I need to make sure that I'm ready to go.
Right.
You know, we kind of joke about that. You know, it's only an age thing, but I feel like older guys are more like prepared, like mentally, because they're like, hey, I'm taking time away from X, Y, Z
Exactly.
to go do this. So if I'm gonna pursue this, I'm not gonna just go out there and get my butt kicked, right?
That is correct. I tell that to a lot of people. And this goes for all fighters, but it's the why.
Yeah.
You know, the why is the most important factor on fighting. You know, why are you fighting? And the younger guy is definitely going to have a different reason than the older guy.
Yeah.
The
I want
words
the
of
glory.
wisdom from Rodzilla.
Yeah. He's like, I'm trying to defend my glory. But yeah, we're going to see those guys go at it, and we'll go from there. Moving up there, we got a long-awaited MMA career debut, I guess,
Right.
from Isaiah Delgado, right? If I'm not mistaken, Charlie?
Yeah.
Isaiah Delgado.
Yeah, man. I had the pleasure of speaking to him, getting to know him a little bit. D1 wrestler, can wrestle, been throwing hands and kicks, you know, fighting Dante Morales. And where's Dante fighting out of, Charlie?
Hey, so Dante is out of Wild West.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's related to the head coach.
Okay.
And I want to say it's his dad.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. I saw Dante at a recent smoker, and really good stand-up, really clean stand-up, and yeah, his cornerman looked like that was
Yeah.
his dad.
If we get it wrong, our bad. You know what I mean?
Adam, I'm sorry if
Yeah.
it's not, but
He's
you know.
like, shh, nobody was supposed to know that.
Hey, but you know, even if he wasn't, he's doing a good job. That's
Yeah.
how he treats his fighter.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, the kid comes ready to fight. It's real good. Technically, you wouldn't. Once you see him throw his strikes, you won't think you'll realize, okay, this is not his first go.
Yeah.
You know, he's been doing this.
Yeah.
He's been boxing. He's done a couple of amateur boxing fights. He's done a couple of amateur
Yeah.
kickboxing fights. It's just the MMA. He's new
Yeah.
to the MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
his stand up is good, man.
Yeah. And that's the
But-
thing too is like these guys. A lot of people see, oh, and no, why are they so high on the card? Well, they got extensive backgrounds.
Yeah, their
you know,
background has
you know
a
what I mean?
lot
They
to
probably
do.
have a lot of fights that don't count, like exhibitions and smokers and tournaments and so on. But now they get to go out there officially, you know, to go put on a fight, a sanctioned fight, and we're always looking for high-level athletes to make debuts, right?
Exactly.
It says 0-0, but I know Dante's done a lot of smokers. He's done a lot of boxing matches, kickboxing. Isaiah, you're not gonna find a much more experienced wrestler in the area. He's easily over 1,000 wrestling matches, easily. So you know it's gonna be fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isaiah was always that guy, you know, when I was coaching club, and he'd come in after his high school practice, he'd come in and he'd still work out at our club, and I'd tell the kids, you know, us as coaches, we tell the kids, that's the work ethic
Yeah.
you want. That's what you want to carry
And
over.
at a high level too,
Exactly.
to wrestle.
And he'd come in as a high school wrestler, you know, and he'd come in and he had the best workout, you know, ethic in that practice, and it was already his third or fourth practice, you know. So that's the work ethic you want. So he brings that over to the MMA side. So he's ready to go. I know we said Dante has a really good stand-up and striking experience, but Isaiah will be ready for that one, and I'm sure Dante's ready for the wrestling.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. He knows he's fighting a D1 wrestler. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah,
I mean,
you know, you
he
can't-
was like, "Hey, you're gonna fight this guy." Okay, he easily gets a nah. That's for my debut. That's probably not a good look. But for me, like, hey, mate, like I could take this guy. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and
let me
again-
steal that hype. Let me steal that hype.
it was zero hesitation on.
Yeah.
You know, I gave him the name. I said, make sure you guys look him up. I don't want you guys to think that you're getting set up or
Yeah.
anything. And no, they accepted it right away and said, yeah, let's do it.
Nice,
So-
man. I love hearing that kind of stuff, especially when the fighters say, "Hey, I'll take it." You know what I mean? Like it makes it easier for promoters or coaches, you know, to put on those fights, and you get to test yourself right off the bat against somebody
Yeah.
that's, you know, pretty a high level athlete. You know, that gets to showcase, you know, his skill against your skill, because they're like, man, I just took out a D1 wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Imagine that. You could say that as your debut. You
And
know what I mean?
it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. For
it
us.
really is. For us and for him, you
Yeah.
know. For him, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
You know, he loses. He got that experience. I mean, not too many guys get to do that. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
At that level.
Yeah.
And if he wins, well, he just took out a D1 wrestler.
Yeah.
When it comes to Isaiah, you know, he's got to go out there and there's pressure on him. He's got to go out there and
Yeah, what are you
prove-
doing wrestling?
Yeah,
What are
especially-
you doing out here fighting? All of a
Yeah.
sudden gets a win.
Especially coming out of this gym.
Yeah.
You know, we're wrestlers. We're all wrestlers, and you know, he's at the highest level. So he has something to prove.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice. Well, that's going to be exciting too, man, seeing those guys making their debut. But moving up from there, we got Irvin Ortiz Chino, if I'm not mistaken.
Chino out of
Chino.
EKA.
EKA versus Armando out of Briggs. I don't know if he's still Briggs or House now.
I believe it's house now.
He's out of Briggs on
okay.
Briggs West.
Yeah, and Armando's fun here before under the lights at NMSU, man. Tough dude.
He's
Dude,
man,
Yeah.
that guy is
that
tough.
kid. If he doesn't have a nickname, he could be the Mexican zombie.
Yeah, he says, "Hey, call me El Flaco." I'm like, dude, you're gonna call you Iron Chin, dog.
I agree with Coach Charlie over here saying the Mexican zombie because, I mean, man, that guy
Yeah.
can take a hit and he dishes them out
Yeah.
too. You know, even a shot that you think, oh man, this guy took a shot, he must be hurt.
Yeah.
You'll never know because he won't show it.
Yeah.
He won't show it. And Chino's the same way.
Yeah.
Chino is this. I want to go ahead and say that there's going to be 0 takedowns in this fight.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know, I
For
don't
sure.
think
Because
anybody's gonna let
Armando's
him
a
take-
purple belt, if I'm not mistaken, but I've never seen him use his wrestling.
Neither have I. I don't think Chino does either. I watched Chino fight.
Yeah.
So
and
I'm gonna call it now. I think this has the makings to be fight of the night.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
it.
no,
These
they're
guys-
both gonna stand up, throw. They're both gonna go forward. They throw caution to the wind and just continue throwing.
Yeah.
And then it's two of the Mexican fighting style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I was
They're gonna
going
come
with it.
forward. Even though
I knew
Chino
where you were
doesn't
going
look
with it.
Mexican.
Yeah, no, that's exactly where I
Yeah,
was going
man.
with it. Mexican style, they're both going to stand there and bang.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, you know, the crowd's going to love it. We're going to love it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why they're so high up on.
Yeah,
the
that makes sense
You
for
know,
those
I
two
want-
guys.
I want these guys. I want everybody to stay in, watch these guys fight, feel like you're getting 17 fights.
Yeah.
And feel like you're getting down. This
Yeah.
most of these guys that are coming out, debut or not, they've all got a lot of experience. They've all got a lot of heart, a lot of just that go when it comes to fighting.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these guys fight. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, I love it too.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is the first card that I get to watch a lot of fights as a fan and not have to coach.
Yeah. And I always get to sit up front, man. I'm going to have Gabe in front of, up front watching these, man. But yeah, Chino versus Armando going to be a good one. Moving up from there, now we got some title fights lined up, man. This is where the card was built around, man. We got Caesar Sandoval fighting out of here, out of Empire, taking on Julius Vega for the vacant bantamweight championship.
And
135 pounds. Man.
135. Caesar recently came down from Albuquerque fighting at another promotion with the big dub. Now getting a title shot for Empire. Did that just make sense, Charlie?
Well,
yeah, man. I mean, he's been with me since he was like 14. I've seen him grow from a decent wrestler to a state qualifier.
Yeah.
He decided he wanted to come out and start fighting. He thought he was a big boy and was like, I'm staying at 145. I don't gotta drop. He had a tough fight, and he dropped to 135. He's like, you might know what you're talking about. Since he's been at 135, undefeated, all finishes. He won at another promotion. He won their title. He's bounced around a little bit.
Yeah.
He's been able to pick up wins against kids all over the region, and this is the same opportunity with Julius Vega.
Julius Vega comes in with 7 fights. They're both at 7 fights. The thing is, I want to go with experience here. And Caesar, this is his 3rd championship fight. His 3rd championship fight, which means the fight camps are a little different. You train for a little bit longer. You got to be ready for everything. Is Julius going to come ready for a championship fight, or is he looking for a finish immediately? And how is that going to happen? Is he going to look for that finish? Is Caesar looking for the finish, or are we going to see a decision? I'm excited for that. I want to see it. Me personally, just being K-side, I want to see this fight go all 3 rounds. And coach,
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
5 rounds. That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
I was just saying. Yeah, we're gonna see the conditioning for sure. Like this title fight, even though it's 3 minutes, like that extra 2 rounds.
Okay,
make
so
a
that's
difference.
what I was gonna ask. So these championship amateur fights, they're 3 minutes.
Yeah,
5 rounds?
we're doing the 5 rounds.
Okay.
So the idea behind it, and I'll let you guys know it. The idea behind it is these guys are amateurs, but they're not training to be amateur fighters.
Yes.
Right? They're all training to be pro fighters.
Okay.
So when they get in there and they get the real deal and they get into the pro style, it's going to be 5 rounds. So this is what we want, man.
Yeah, and me as sitting cage as a fan, I want this fight to go 5 rounds. I mean, these guys have 7 fights each.
Yeah.
That's a
lot of experience, man.
That's a lot of experience.
And a lot of time to work.
Exactly. And I want to watch them put it all out there on the cage. Use that experience. I want to see them in every situation, in every position. It's a championship fight. It's the first one of the, 3, coach?
This is the 3rd one.
The first one of 3. So I'm really excited to see a 5-round war. And, like we said earlier, may the best man win.
Yeah, man.
I mean, look, so Julius is not my guy. Obviously, Caesar's my guy. He's been with me since he was a little one. But Julius, man, I've been watching some tape and stuff, and he's got a good chin. He can wrestle, so he's going to put Caesar's wrestling to the test. He's going to put his chin to the test. It's going to be a back and forth, man. I wish I didn't have to coach it so that I could just sit and watch and enjoy, man.
Hell yeah, man. Well, that's going to be a good one for the vacant bantamweight amateur belt. Moving up from there, another title fight, Chris Tavares, babyface assassin, making his first defense versus a local as well, Brendan Willard. He's on a streak as well with some finishes. I'm excited for these 2 guys to go at it.
Brendan Willard's been a surprise.
Yes.
He's been a surprise.
Quiet
guy.
Just goes in there, works. You know what I mean? But what do you think about this matchup, Gabe? Since you know these guys so much and you've seen them train in smokers, because I'm sure you've seen them Willard in smokers and stuff like that.
Right. Yes, I have. And his evolution as a fighter. you start out, you didn't really know what this kid was going to bring to the table, but then you start paying attention and you say, okay, you got a kid that's good in the ground.
Right.
Well, then after a while, his stand-up has been really good. It's complementing his ground game very well. So I'm excited to see, what they're working at in camp, because it's hard to get ready for Chris.
Yeah.
Chris is just a fighter.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know exactly where the fight is going to go with Chris, because with Chris, I mean, his previous fight, he stood up and he just banged with the guy and he outstruck the guy.
Yeah.
Then comes over here and then just is in his title fight and then out grapples the guy. So what are we looking forward to? What's Chris gonna bring to the table, come next week?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm interested in seeing what Brendan's gonna do, what they're doing on that side. But he's ready to fight.
Yeah.
Coach Steve out there, he gets them ready. They're a smaller team, but they're always ready. And they practice that old school. I call it that old school MMA, where you practice every single position over and over and over again, and you get ready for anything that might happen in that fight.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that Brendan has come around and earned himself a title shot.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for those two young guys to go at it, because I got to talk to Willard on the show. And he's excited. He's like, man, I didn't think I was gonna get this opportunity so early in my career. And he knows Chris is a dog. You know what I mean? He even said the last fight where Willard fought David Gutierrez, and he's like, I know that guy was gonna try to knock my head out. So like, he knows he's mentally preparing for these guys, and he wants to make a career out of this. How you were just saying, Charlie, like, these guys are training to fight good guys, so they get better and better. Because I mean, if you're smoking everybody and then you go into pro and then you get smoked by somebody who's like 0-10 as an amateur, but has that experience and ready to go at a pro level. But those two guys fighting for the flyweight, Chris making his first defense. We haven't had a defense for the promotion yet, so this is gonna be the first defense for a belt.
Yeah, so this is he's the first defense, and he's always said, you're not a champion until you defend it.
I believe that too.
And
sounds stupid, but I believe it.
So I get chills just thinking about it. Like, he's another one. He was wrestling with me in high school, came out, decided to fight. We got him ready. I kind of pushed him into it a little bit quicker than he expected. But 10 days notice. Hey, we're doing it. We're taking the first fight. Also, by the way, I've already booked your second fight. He's going on. This will be his sixth fight.
Yeah.
It's just a little over a year that he's gotten 6 fights in. We're already working on some stuff for the future as well. Because I like to keep these guys busy and keep them active.
Yeah. And man, as long as they're healthy, I mean, these guys can fight every other month or so, you know what I mean? But the fact that these two young guys from this area are fighting each other, it's going to be a treat for us and obviously for the promotion, man. Everybody likes seeing a title fight, but Babyface Assassin, I think we're going to go with that. Is that where we're going with his name? He said, I don't know.
He doesn't like it, but he earned it.
He said he's a grown man.
Yeah, he earned it.
Man-face Assassin?
They were, when he was on Melee, Killer B gave him that nickname, and it just kind of stuck. If he goes out and does something else, and you guys come up with something better,
yeah, we'll see. Something's gotta happen, right?
It may change, but until he does something more worthy, he's the baby face.
Yeah, Babyface. But yeah, that's gonna be the last amateur fight. Now we're going to some pro fights. Co-main event, local favorite, Javier Dushin in La Jaula against Donovan Garcia, pro fight. I love that the fact that we always have pro fights. These guys are 0-1 and 0-2. Makes sense for these guys to test each other. I did see Donovan fight at another promotion. Obviously, I've seen Javi fight a couple times. How did this fight come about, Charlie, and why did it make sense?
So we had a couple guys from Wild West. Donovan is from Wild West. He asked, hey, is there any chance you can get me a pro fight? I asked him who it was, and it was something that made sense. It was one of those things where, Javi's got on a little bit of a skid, and he needs one of these fights where he can come in and try to impose his will, try to take the fight to the other kid, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you got Donovan also on a losing streak. He's coming in, he's hungry. They're both looking for their first pro win.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to get a pro win and the easiest way to come out and get that going is to put it out and put guys that are both on losing streaks or both on just they're both on a downturn, and they've got to put it together if they want to get it going as a pro.
They got a point to prove. They're definitely out there with a point to prove. And one thing I wanna put out there is neither one has seen the second round. Neither one has seen the second round, and unfortunately they're both on a losing streak. So we know they haven't been on the good side of that finish. So both of them want to come out. And I really don't think this fight goes the second round. I don't think they see they still in their third.
And man, they're 125ers. They're gonna be flying all over that damn cage.
I don't think this fight goes to the second round. I think somebody's gonna finish somebody. I mean, these two guys are hungry. You're a pro. This is,
they don't want to go on that streak you're talking about, Gabe. They don't want to continue that streak, right?
Especially when you're a professional. You know, this is what pays the bills. Now this is paying the bills. Now you got to bring it. You got to make a name for yourself, and you just can't go on that skid. You got to clear it, so you got to bring it. You got to look for that finish. You got to get people back on your side. Unfortunately, in the professional level, you take a loss or two, and people start fading away from you. Amateurs, you get more support than the pros. Hey, you got to win.
Yeah, you've already kind of been around here, and you got to put it together, and maybe take some time off or things like that. And I'm sure both of them are hungry and want to go out there. And for them stylistically to go against each other makes sense. I'm excited for that co-main event.
And this is where that defend your glory. They've got to defend their glory and come back up, make a statement.
Yeah, man. So co-main event there. Rounding off the top of the card, we got two guys on 2-fight winning streaks. We got Xavier Martin. Is he still Briggs?
No, he's out of
Fight
House.
High House? Is that what you're saying? House?
Fight House.
Fight House. Don't look at me. I'm the most Mexican one here. I can't.
Fight House. But yeah, we got Xavier racing, taking on Ricky Savage. 2 finishes for Empire. Seems like a resurgence in his career. Xavier on a 2-fight win streak, also fighting out of town. And man, this fight makes sense. They're both pros. They're both on win streaks. How easy was this fight to put together, Charlie? When I know Ricky's been wanting a title fight, and now it justifies. You know what I mean? The fact that he's been on a win streak, and Xavier's not a slouch either. The fact that you got these two guys going at it, man. How easy was this fight to put together?
No, so Ricky's been on the first 2 episodes of Empire Championship Series, so it made sense to bring him back. The title fight. This is our pro belt right here. So. The title fight came about because if they're both on win streaks, they're both, they both have finishes. They both have, it's regardless of the past stuff that's happened. They're both right now on win streaks. These are those like that come up. Both of them have said, "Hey man, when I win, I can't wait to defend it."
Yes.
I want to come back right away and fight again. Ricky's told me, hey, let's sign a 5-fight card. I'm like, no, let's take it one at a time. Let's continue building up these wins, and we'll continue racking up. But then I told him, what about fighting Xavier? It kind of went back and forth. We talked about it, and it made sense as soon as I told him what I thought. And I won't share that with everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that's between you guys. There's a lot of conversations that don't need to be public for sure.
We talked about it. It made sense. And he's like, you know what? I like what you're doing. Let's put it together. So then I talked to Ryan and to Xavier, and they were like, you know what? It makes sense. Good thing is both guys are on win streaks. Let's put it together.
Finishes too.
And everything's a finish. You know what I mean? So these guys are not trying to go the distance. They're not trying to fight 5 rounds. They're both going in, and they're both going to try to take each other's head off. This is that grappler versus striker. We'll see if Xavier can put his paws on Ricky and drag him down and be the shark in the water, take him into deep waters, or if Ricky's striking and sharpness is going to come out, and then he's going to show the true savage diamond that he's been the last 2 fights, and see if he can put a stop to it in the stand-up. He's looked impressive on the ground. I offered the fight to a couple other people, and it just wasn't the time for those. This made sense, especially because it's 2 local guys. I wanted to keep the belt local. especially for this first one. It made sense for me, and I hope that when the fight takes place, it makes sense and it shows that like these guys are ready for it.
You always jokingly said I got to go to Austin with you guys and hang out. You're like, I kind of know what I'm doing.
Hey man, I'm trying.
I don't think I know what I'm doing, but I kind of know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, because when you announced that fight, I was like, ooh, that makes sense. Because I had just watched Xavier win up in Colorado, and then
hold on, can we pause?
Hey, shut up!
Tell him.
Shut.
But yeah, those two guys fighting, very interesting. And it's a pro fight. It's gonna be, you guys are gonna giving out the first pro belt for your organization. I think it's gonna be awesome to be able to. Ricky kept saying, "Come witness." You know, he says, "Come witness." He is ready to go, man. I mean, he's always ready to go, man. He'll, you know what I mean? Thumb wrestling too. Like you said, you put him in any fight, he wants to go all in, right?
And so is Xavier. That's the thing. When Charlie called me, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about this fight?" I was all over it. I was like, "Yes, make it happen." See, Xavier has been around since forever. I met Xavier when he was 12, 13 years old. You know, he was in there in the gym with us. You know, my son was 7 or 8 years old, and they'd be on their own on the back wrestling or sparring with each other. So he's been in the gym environment forever. He's been in the MMA game since he was a teenager, a 13-year-old kid. So he knows how to fight. He knows he's always looking for a finish.
Yeah.
Xavier's always looking for a finish. He's always bringing it. That kid doesn't know what tired means.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Go.
He doesn't understand it. It's something that's
that
not
youth.
Yeah, it's something that's not in his vocabulary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll go 100 miles per hour all the time. And I love that about him because you can't count him out.
Yeah.
You can't count him out. And then the styles, it's so different because Ricky, he's very technical, he's flashy, he plays to the crowd. Everything he does is done correctly.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've always said about fights, because you're so used to doing everything perfect.
Yeah.
Throwing beautiful strikes, throwing those good-looking kicks. Everything is supposed to, it's done by the book. And then you get guys that come in there and they're just wild.
Moving forward.
They're just moving wild, and it
Why
throws
can't I
you
throw
off.
my perfect kick?
Exactly, it throws you
Guys
off when you're
suffocating
in
me.
there. So I want to see the reaction from both fighters. I want to see how Ricky's gonna take that pressure. I want to see how much pressure Xavier can put out there. So I'm really excited. It's a really good main event for people that really do know MMA. They have to be really excited for this fight.
Yeah.
It's the perfect main event.
Yeah, man, I love it. 17 fights. September 27th, can't come fast enough. NMSU.
You'd be surprised how fast it came,
Right?
man.
I was joking. I was like, we were talking about this like 2 months ago, and here we are, y'all, next week. But I'm excited. I'll be cage side with Gabe, Rodzilla. 17 fights. Get your tickets, guys. Reach out to the guys individually. They'll get credit for those sales. You know what I mean? Buy the tickets from them, and you can save yourself some fees too. But we're gonna be up there, Pan Am. Doors open.
Doors open at 3. Fights start at 4. We got a lot of fights, so we're trying not to keep everybody past midnight, and then you got to drive home.
Yeah. Bang for your buck, though. 17.
We are trying to get you guys out early enough to be able to drive back. Still come out and party with some of the guys here. Have a good night.
And everybody up in Cruces too. I mean, we got $20 tickets for alum. Is that correct?
Yeah. So NMSU, we've got student tickets, $20 at the box office. We've got law enforcement discount, first responders. So if you're looking for something to do, stop in, go to the box office, buy a ticket, show your ID, you'll get a discount. Yeah, man, we're looking forward to this night. Not only for the fights, but we're actually working. I can put this out, right?
Yeah, go for it.
We're working with the. So September is Childhood Cancer Awareness. If one of our referees reached out to me, he asked me how I felt about making it a special night for the Childhood Cancer Awareness, and we were all over it. I wanted to work with him as soon as he said it. He didn't have to ask twice. we started putting stuff together. We brainstormed. So we've got a special night planned for some of the childhood cancer
Awesome.
warriors. You know, they're the ones that are going to be there with the real fight. We're working with Gold Out El Paso, Southern New Mexico Families Fighting Childhood Cancer, and then we're working with the Gold Corner, which is Joel Ojeda's. That's his nonprofit organization. You know, his daughter fought the good fight. You know, she's you know, she'll always be with us, and you know, we're going to try and make it special, something for him and something for the families. And if you guys have it in you, come out. We'll set up a donation link. We'll set up a way for you guys to donate. I might be able to get his, you know, our Cash App up on the screen somewhere around here. And you know, we'll if you guys want to donate, you know, a lot of that money will be going to help these kids, you know, make that fight, and hopefully this night will be something special for them.
Yeah, for everybody. I like the fact that, you know, we're there for fights, but we're there for everybody in the fight community, fighting different types of fights in their life as well, man. And I love that you guys are doing that. And we got a lot of sponsors too, Charlie. I mean, you know, this organization, you know, we talked about this like a year and a half ago, and, you know, you guys put on boxing. We got our third MMA card. Now we got sponsors rolling in, man. Like, everything's going good, man. What some of the sponsors that we got going on for this event?
So, thank you all to all of our sponsors. Thank you to the guys that we were working with. Apex Athletics, we really went out. They helped out. They helped us raise a lot of money. Some of this money will be going toward the childhood cancer awareness. So we will be donating. And like I said, anything you guys feel that you can donate, it'll help out. It'll help all these kids. So again, back to our sponsors. Thank you very much for coming out, helping out, stepping up. We hope you guys enjoy the show. Corner Deli. They're a big sponsor. They're one of our biggest sponsors. Thank you so much for believing in us, putting your name on our mats and our canvas. Thank you guys for putting trust into us to deliver on what we've promised. We also got the Law Office of Samuel Kane. They're another big sponsor. Another law office is a Law Office of Matt Madrid. He's a criminal defense, DUI, and felony attorney. So thank you to Matt Madrid. We've got Game Day Health. That's for men's health. You know, if you're not feeling yourself, you're not feeling 100%. Obviously, as a fighter, you're never 100%. But men's health, if you're not feeling it, go in, get some testing done. You know, they're TRT. They'll help you out. They'll get you on some peptides. They'll get you on some of the stuff that our fighters are not doing.
Yeah, that's more for me and Gabe. To get up there.
As we age, you know, we need to take care of ourselves. Men's Health, Game Day. Appreciate it. You're one of the biggest sponsors. Kelly Accounting Services, also another one of the bigger sponsors. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for all your accounting needs, tax services. Kelly Accounting Services. And then Streamline Auto Collision. Your car's messed up. You need an auto quote, hail damage. They kind of do it all. Streamline Auto Collision. And those are our sponsors.
That's awesome, man. Out. We got a little bit of and that's cool because a lot of these companies believe in the product and what you guys got going on. You know, it's a win-win, and I feel like this promotion's only getting better, and a lot of people are, you know, buying into what you guys going on, and I love to see it, man. You
exactly.
know, so many different people supporting in different ways.
Yeah, when you have that many sponsors that are interested in what you're doing something right. That's exactly what that means.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, we're gonna be out there September 27th.
I'm ready.
Doors at 3, fights at 4, 17 fights lined up. We'll see you guys out there. Say what's up. You know what I mean? We're looking forward to get some beer, man, get some popcorn, hang out, watch some fights on that big, beautiful cage. I tell you guys, I'm fortunate to travel, to be to different events and see different fights. big or small, but the arena feeling with a big white cage in the middle of the arena is just something different. And you have to go check it out yourself, because as you walk in and you see that thing, it's awesome, man. And I appreciate your guys' time, Charlie.
Hey, man,
we'll
appreciate
see
you
out
coming
there,
down.
man. Gabe,
I'll see you
we'll
out
see you
there,
guys at the
Dave.
fights, man. September
Appreciate you,
27th. Peace out, homies. Y'all take care.